some other work to attend to. So I'm now available for any other questions that you may like to ask. Those who haven't asked any questions before. Yes, ma'am.
Hello, hi. This is Rupam here from AFP. I would like to know about the Italian Marines and the recent Supreme Court order today. And there's one thing which we would like to clarify, that the ambassador enjoys diplomatic immunity. So what difference does it make? And can we restrict his movement?
What's your question?
Because if he enjoys diplomatic immunity, then how does the Supreme Court order make sense?
I would suggest that please read the Vienna Convention on Diplomatic Relations and indicate to me what aspect of that has been impeded. So we haven't heard from anybody else except from you that there is some element of the Vienna Convention that may have been impacted on. So unless you specify to me which aspect has been. Yes, please.
This is a question which our bureau in Rome has been asking us also.
Yes, sure.
And
please tell me which aspect. Let's be very specific.
Yeah,
I have here with me the Vienna Convention,
okay, no,
so I'd like to see also.
For instance, if he wants to leave tomorrow.
For instance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't answer hypothetical questions.
Okay,
Next.
If he wants to leave tomorrow.
Yes, Maya. No hypothetical questions. If he has, and if we have, then we will discuss it. Yes, Maya.
I'm sure you must have read this, but I'm going to read it out in any case. The Italian foreign minister has issued a statement or answered a question saying that they have solid reason to proceed in the direction of international arbitration, that the Indian government has been consistently and amply apprised of all its needs to know about our reasons, as do many of our partners. Your reaction to this?
As far as we are concerned, the first step in terms of interstate relations or international public law is that agreements ought to be respected. And we expect Italy to respect the agreement that their ambassador voluntarily submitted to the highest court in India. That's the issue at stake. Everything else takes secondary importance, because for us, agreements need to be respected or abided by. And we look forward to Italy as a country with a history to ensure that agreements are abided by, agreements which they have provided to us through solemn assurances. Yes, Shrutiji.
Sir, Article 32(3) of Vienna Convention says that in a host country, if a diplomat who enjoys immunity under a certain subsection initiate a legal proceeding, then he cannot claim immunity from the counterclaims of that particular. So in this particular case, does it fall under this particular category?
You have quoted the article that your friend was raising, and I think I'm grateful to you for having responded to her question, because she didn't know the article and the answer is right. That's the answer to her question. This is not a question of as far as MEA is concerned. This is being adjudicated by the highest court of India. And please understand, I'm certain they are aware of all legal niceties. It's not for us to decide on this. They take into cognizance every aspect of law, both international and domestic. And as you've just explained, the rationale stems from what you have explained is the basis for decision making on their part. Well, yes,
now the Supreme Court has said what it has, and I believe it has asked the ambassador to reply by March 18th. And so will you now wait for their reply, or in between is Rome and New Delhi going to have a dialogue as well?
As part of our ongoing efforts following what the Prime Minister had said in Parliament yesterday, we have initiated a study of our interactions with Italy. At the end of that internal process, we will take further action that is appropriate, taking into account all aspects of our relationship. जी.
केरल सरकार ने सीधे सीधे आप पे आरोप लगाया है कि ये आपका फेल्योर है, जब उच्चतम न्यायालय ने आदेश दे दिए थे और आपके पास थे दोनों, उसके बावजूद आपने यहाँ से जाने दिया और अब आप वापस नहीं ले पा रहे हैं और अब आप ये कहते हैं ये दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण है कूटनीतिक के हिसाब से. तो क्यों नहीं उस टाइम जब वो आपके पास थे आप ना जाने देते? ये सीधे सीधे इस देश की एक सरकार पूछती है आपसे, केरल की, और अब प्रधानमंत्री कहते हैं पूरे सदन में. तो आखिर कहाँ पहुंचेंगे आप? क्या इस देश को ये हक है कि नहीं कि हमारे यहाँ के 2 लोग की हत्या हो जाती है और जो लोग आपके लॉ के हिसाब से आपके पास थे आपसे ने कैसे जाने दिया?
Thank you very much. I will try and answer it in English. As all of you know, I am not very fluent and cannot capture the nuances of an answer in Hindi. वैसे मैं हिंदुस्तानी बोल तो लेता हूँ, लेकिन दुर्भाग्य की बात है कि मैं आपके इस पेचीदा सवाल का जवाब हिंदी में नहीं दे सकता हूँ, क्योंकि इसमें कुछ पेचीदगियाँ हैं. Thank you. Yes. I think you have to understand that as an executive authority, we abide by the rulings of a court. Our views on this matter were expressed to the court, and we abided by the outcome of that. It is not in our nature to get involved in interministerial or center and state disputes, because that's not the way the Ministry of External Affairs work. We represent India in its totality, and therefore we will not get involved in intra-bureaucratic disputes. So may I request you and anybody else in future, please desist from asking us interministerial questions. This is what you have raised is an issue which was raised and discussed extensively in the Supreme Court. All the record is available. I would suggest that you please have a look at the record, who took what position, and satisfy yourself on that basis. But I don't think this is neither the occasion nor am I the appropriate person to respond to intramural views on a matter of national importance. Yes, sir. Yes.
Sir, on said the legal proceedings are going on. What step is going to take by you on diplomatic level? What is the step you are going to take on diplomatic level?
All I said was that we have initiated a study which reviews in a comprehensive manner all aspects of the bilateral relationship. And based on the outcome of that study and as the situation evolves, you will see our response. The first step we have taken previously in responding and quite clearly reaffirming the views of the Supreme Court of India and the assurances that were provided by the Italian ambassador himself. If there are other further steps, this will be outcome of what I have indicated to you is an ongoing review. Only those who haven't asked first. Yes, Geeta.
If you could just explain to me the technicality, Supreme Court's decision of asking the ambassador not to leave the country. Now, will he be able to leave the country if he wants to, or will he be stopped at the airport with regards to the exit stamp that is required? If you could just explain the technicality regarding the Supreme Court decision.
I've answered previously, but we do not get into hypothetical questions. That situation has not arisen, and therefore I am not at liberty to respond to a hypothetical situation which may lead to something. I've indicated to you clearly, and I would reiterate, that no aspect of the Vienna Convention has been impacted on. And therefore, at this stage, everything else is moot. We would not like to further get into hypothetical assumptions or hypothetical situations. As and when the situation develops, we will, of course, you will be the first to know about it.
You said it's not in your nature to get into interministerial disputes, Which is the other ministry?
I did not say, I said intramural. And it was not ministry, he was mentioning about the Kerala government. Ultimately, the issue is that these are between two organs of a state. We in the Ministry of External Affairs represent India as an international entity. So we will not get into disputes or differences or views. It is normal in any organization or any state that different people have different views. And those views finally are reconciled and a decision is taken by those who are authorized to take that decision. And in this case, it's the Government of India. That Government of India was represented by a lawyer who represented several ministries. He didn't represent a ministry by itself or B ministry. And ultimately, so it's India, that the Union of India that took that decision there, and I represent, as far as I am concerned, the external aspects of that decision. Yes, sir. Just a minute, just a minute.
I heard this morning Minister Khurshid say that after the notice of the Supreme Court that the ministry will do everything possible to comply, to guarantee that that notice will be respected. Is it like that?
Of course. I mean, who in Government of India is going to say, I will not abide by the decision of the Supreme Court of India? After all, the Supreme Court is our superior judiciary's epitome. The question of anyone not abiding by it doesn't arise. So I hope that is clear to you and to everybody else here. And I have again said, as of today, we do not see any impact on the Vienna Convention. So the Ministry of, as regards whether somebody has to travel, there are different ministries and different organizations of the Government of India which handle these aspects. Our aspects we will handle. Yes, Shinja. Now, only one question.
So, when is Mr. Basant Gupta expected to arrive in Rome?
If he hasn't taken off here, how will he arrive in Rome? He's very much here in Ministry of External Affairs. He's very much here in Ministry of External Affairs. I also indicated to you, we are thoroughly reviewing the entire expanse of, a study is underway on the entire expanse. And the situation as it is today is being examined fairly carefully. Yes. One question only. Yes, next. One question only. Yes.
So, apart from the HLN issue, coming to
let's go one by one. Let's finish if there are any on this, and then we go to you. Just hold on. Anybody else on this? No, only one question. Yes, Vikas.
Sir, does diplomatic immunity cover the aspects and the offences of deception and fraud and contempt of court?
I don't know, is it an offense, some of those things that you listed, under what sections, etc. and all. I'm not the right person to get involved in an interpretation of the Indian Criminal Procedure Code. As regards diplomatic immunity, please tell me at this stage I have, and Sutajit, I'm grateful to him, has responded what the Supreme Court order stems from, which is that if a diplomatic agent willingly submits to the jurisdiction of a court, then that jurisdiction applies. And that's what he was mentioning in the article that he was referring to. As regards anything further, we will take it on that. We will all go by, as you are aware, as a country which has signed the Vienna Convention. Yes, anybody else? Yeah. No, only those who haven't asked. Yes.
Hi, this is Ahmed Ansar from Raj TV. So far, any communications received by Sri Lankan government in regarding the arrest of 60 fishermen today at Kachativ?
Yes, I have news on that, so I can share it with you. And that is, it's not 60. My understanding is, let me try and recollect the information, and that is There were 19 fishermen in 4 boats who were arrested yesterday, and they were taken to Talaimanar. Our Consul General in Jaffna is right now in Talaimanar. He is trying to gain consular access to them. Separately, in another incident today, 34 fishermen with 5 trawlers have been apprehended, and they are these were apprehended by my information at a different place, and that is Deft Island. We are now trying to meet with the Sri Lankan authorities on that matter. Separately, based on these 2 incidents, the Ministry of External Affairs did summon the Sri Lankan Deputy High Commissioner earlier today and has emphasized the following. A, that they should be treated in a humane manner. They should the Sri Lankan authorities should exercise restraint. There should not be any violence against them. And as per our understanding, we hope that swiftly and expeditiously these fishermen, as is arrangement between Sri Lanka and India, are returned to India. On what? Fishermen? Well,
jurisdiction of the Indian court, then that immunity does not stand. And on the other hand, you're saying the Vienna Convention has not been impacted. So what slipped between the cup and the lip here?
There's no slip, because you're not looking at other aspects of the Vienna Convention which Sujit has looked. I would suggest please read the Vienna Convention. The answers are available there. And that's why I'm confident in saying what I am saying. The aspect that he referred to relates to jurisdiction. There are other aspects relating to enforcement, etc. I would suggest that you have a look at those execution elements. And look, I am not an international public lawyer. However, my idea is to try and explain to you the broad contours of the situation, and that I would suggest please read those aspects of the Vienna Convention, which some of your colleagues may have read, and they understand this issue. No question by the same person again. Yes, no question by the same person again. No, please. Yes.
Is India satisfied with the level of cooperation we've received from the Italian authorities on the investigations into Augusta Westland, the kickback deals?
I do not have an update on that, but we have previously said, of course, we would want more assistance, we would want more information, we would want as much as possible information so that we try and pursue this matter at our end. This is something which we have said previously, and I don't see a change in that as yet. No more questions. Yes, I'm afraid everybody gets one chance. Anybody else? Yeah. Yes. There's no penalty. Everybody gets one chance.
Thank you. Actually, in Nepal, sir, the 10-month-long political stalemate apparently seems to have ended with the formation of Chief Justice-led government, election government. So, as a close neighbor and a country which has huge interest in Nepal, how do you respond to that political development? And given the situation, the division among the political parties regarding the CJ-led government, do you see, or do you see how do you see the prospect of election being held in the slated time? Thank you so much.
Modern technology has its perils. I'm waiting for a response. So, if you give me a minute, I walk out and come back and answer your question. There is an answer available, but I'm not able to access it. So I will just, give me a minute. I will answer. Sometimes it's better to use traditional and conventional methods. Yes, on your question, I'd like to say that the Government of India welcomes the formation today of the interim election government led by the Chief Justice of Nepal, Right Honorable Mr. Khil Raj Regmi. We commend the people of Nepal and the political parties representing them for finding a way out of the impasse of the past few months. The formation of the interim election government in Nepal comes at a critical juncture in Nepal's quest to hold Constituent Assembly cum Parliament elections, which is essential to consolidate the democratic gains made by its people and institutionalize a strong multi-party democracy in Nepal. We hope that the interim election government, with the support of all the political parties and the people of Nepal, will move forward in the spirit of the political agreements reached, including with regard to the election. India stands behind the people of Nepal in their efforts to build a stable, democratic, and prosperous Nepal, and will continue to extend all possible cooperation to the people and government of Nepal in accordance with their aspirations and priorities. And shortly, we will release this statement that will be available on our website. I think with that, we will end this discussion, and we will also have a background briefing separately, and that is not on the topics that you have discussed so far. Thank you very much. Yes, now.